Welcome back. The second episode of Fool Me Once opens with a flashback to Maya's time spent working at an army post. After that, she receives a call from Joe telling her that Claire has experienced a horrible event. Maya took out for home right away, and Joe consoled her while she grieved for her sister. Once they have answered all of their questions, the detectives quickly depart. Detective Keese is taken aback upon learning that Marty had lied to Maya during their interrogation when they were leaving. He tells the rookie investigator that lying is bad policing and that he should give up. The next day, Maya leaves Lily at a nearby daycare center and goes to work. She can't help but ponder the fresh lead regarding the gun, though. She makes the decision to visit Eva at her home in order to speak with her. Although Maya's job required her to travel frequently, she thinks Eva would have been more aware of Claire's life prior to her death. Eva is prepared to assist Maya with her difficulties, despite her problems with her insane ex. A few weeks prior to Claire's passing, Eva disclosed that she was acting strangely. She remembers going to lunch with Claire. Claire's entire attitude seemed to shift after receiving an odd call on her burner phone. She appeared agitated as she excused herself to answer the phone. Maya becomes enraged with Eva for not informing the police about Claire's burner phone and for not pressuring Claire to provide further details about the call. Eva says that she didn't want to harm her family after Claire passed away because she was afraid that Claire was having an affair. Maya chastises her and walks away. Detective Kearse meets with his AAA sponsor, Nicole, in another location. She tells him to consult a doctor and chastises him for skipping their sessions. If he gets too sick, Kearse fears that he may lose his work and find out what is going on. Nicole recommends he go to a private medical facility. Maya visits Claire's home after leaving Eva's and looks at her sister's former covert hiding place. The burner phone is there, but it is dead. Eddie interrupts her and asks that she hand over the phone and go. When Maya inquires about if Claire was having an affair, he becomes even more irate and begins to cry. Although he acknowledges that they were apart when Claire passed away, he disputes that they were having an affair. Maya effortlessly takes Eddie down before heading out, but Eddie won't let her take the phone. She is driving off when he follows her outside. Claire's kid notices this interaction and begs to know what phone her dad is talking about. Eddie tries to console the girl when she begins to ask more questions. He lets the children look through their mother's belongings. They discover artifacts from Claire's adolescence. They choose to print the pictures from the camera they find. They learn as a result that their mother was expecting them long before they were. Marty and Kearse continue their investigation into the two murders and their potential causes at the police station. Kearse believes that the nanny, Isabella, may have the answers. While employed by the Burketts, she may have heard or seen something. Maya checks through the content and charges the burner phone in the interim. She discovers a phone number that Claire had contacted several times prior to her passing. Finding the number on Google, she learns it is associated with a nearby arcade club. When she goes to the club, she doesn't obtain any fresh leads or answers. The proprietor says he's never met Joe or Claire. Maya receives a call from Judith reminding her about the will reading the next day, following a day of detective work. As Maya is speaking with Judith on the phone, she becomes aware of the red automobile that has been pursuing her. As she arrives at Lily's daycare to pick her up, she begins to lose her cool. She disregards it nonetheless and leaves for home. She attempts to get some rest while switching out the SD card in the digital photo frame. Detective Kearse collapsed on his kitchen floor the following morning. He can't wait to take his fiancée to her monthly checkup because of this. He forces her to drive, and they start a fight. When they get to the hospital safely, they get to see a scan of their child. Detective Kearse is reluctant to disclose his blackouts to his fiancée because he is afraid and wants to keep his family safe. Maya is informed by Shane that she could require the funds to handle Corey the Whistle's return. When Maya heard this, she was upset and said she was fired for having assisted him in disclosing certain information about the army. It seems that he barely utilized half of the audio that she provided. While Shane fears that his homecoming may lead to additional problems, Maya is just eager to get on with her life. Joe's sister Caroline confides in Maya that she finds it odd that there isn't a death certificate. She brings up the passing of Andrew. Their brother, Andrew, passed away. Joe claims Andrew committed suicide by jumping, but his mother maintains he suffered a terrible accident at sea. Caroline believes that his mother's favorites were Joe and Andrew. She questions Maya about seeing Joe's lifeless body and asserts that Judith forbade her from seeing Joe's body. This is one of the factors contributing to Caroline's doubts about Joe's actual death. Maya attempts to persuade her that Joe has left. The second reason is that Caroline found out that one of the family's private bank accounts was being used to pay Detective Kearse. When Maya finds out, she is astonished. For more, subscribe.